And hello, everyone. It is May the 17th, early in the morning, and I'm doing my standard 1 month check in to say hello and see how things are going, let you know how I'm doing. And since I'm here on these platforms infrequently now, when I do come, I want to share a small, useful piece of information that hopefully you can then take for a while, work with it, chew on it. And that little subject is something I've been discussing for a while now in my locals channel, which is going really well. The community is doing a great job discussing detail like this. And the subject is what actually awakens. And be able to understand that, you have to first figure out, well, what is asleep? What is in a coma? Here I've been doing fine. The new farm we're at, it's not the exact image you're seeing now, but it's similar to this. But it's been a lot of work. This is the landlord we are associated with, has us being much more active in the day-to-day process. So I have a lot of wood cutting, built a greenhouse. There's lots of various types of natural fertilizers to obtain. There's the process of building the garden. We're having a much bigger garden this year. So it's been a lot of work. I put in a lot of hours a day. And I noticed that while it's great for the body, it's great for the mind. These are very important elements of. Actually, it's interesting. I'm saying this because this all leads into what I'm going to talk about, actually. But from the standpoint of getting the book done, it does take up a tremendous amount of energy, and the book is going slowly. Just for those of you who are curious, I do have it pretty much written now. It's pretty much manuscripted out, but it's not at the point where I would consider it ready to have other people read it. It's still very choppy and very, it needs a lot of work. And it just needs me to block out some time and just put it directly to that. Anyway, the point of today's video, which is what awakens. And this is a core element of spiraling inward, of what that word even means. Because the thing you see in the mirror, that is not the thing that needs to awaken. Joe Smith, Sally Jacobson, that's not asleep. They're characters in a stage play, actors in a movie. There is something that is behind all of this. There is something which you might say borrows the character in the movie, borrows the actor, uses the vehicle. That is what is asleep, not the character in the dream. That which is outside of the dream, which is, you could say, is dreaming, or in another sage, is projecting the entire reality. That's what's asleep. That's what's in a coma. That's what has to wake up. So when I look around at various advice that exists out there from anywhere really, from books, videos, blog posts, anything that has to do, when the term awakening gets thrown in, it's always about the character. It's always about how someone sees the government, or how they've come to reveal the financial situation, or that they found out the earth is flat, or something about love, or something about how it's all energy, or whatever. But it's all designed around the character and the world that the character inhabits, the material form of the matrix. And those are realizations. And realizations are useful. I'm not saying they're not. I have another long discussion recently about how the actor has to get into a very smooth functioning mode here, which Richard Rose called getting your house in order. And I have a long discussion on my locals channel about that. But so you don't ignore the actor. You don't ignore the area. You don't, realizations are useful from the standpoint of navigating where you are, for understanding what's going on. I keep track of the news. I keep track of what's going on. I keep track of um, what's going on in the world around me, but not because it's more just so that the character has a heads up of what might be happening next week, next month. That's really all the character needs. It's awakening does not happen for the character in the dream, right? This is a projection. It's a false reality projection, which then gets believed by the thing that's in the coma. If you want to put it in Matrix terms, Neo in the Matrix is not asleep. Neo in the Matrix is a projection of the whatever the real Keanu Reeves is, real-ish, that's been in that bubble. And when he breaks out of the bubble and breaks all of the wires that are attached to him, that's the awakening, right? It had nothing to do with the Neo in the Matrix itself. That's how you have to see what's going on here. There is something beyond this that is really true, that which you are, and that's the thing in the coma. So what's going on is the character in the dream is being, influenced slightly by if the thing is completely in a coma, if what you are is completely in a coma, then the character, the thing in the movie, the thing you see in the mirror is going to be operating in completely automatic form. But if that is starting to begin to get glimpses of something is beginning to sense that it is in a coma and it's looking to get out, it will start sending messages from within to the character that we're playing now. And it's by following that, which is not a process of going outward, right? It's a process of what's known as spiraling inward, spiraling into this deeper self, because that's what needs to awaken, right? Howdy McCoskey doesn't need to awaken. Howdy McCoskey is just performing whatever role has been set up on some sort of matrix scale. But the vehicle can be borrowed by that what is slightly. Certain adjustments can be made here. Certain time and energy can be shifted from one area to that which is designed to reverse itself back, go to the core of what you are, and wake that out of the coma. Once it's out of the coma, it doesn't stop projecting completely, but the projected reality changes drastically. That's what has to go on. It's something I could talk about for 5 hours and would still probably not explain it really, really well. It's something that has to be intuitively grasped, intuitively understand that everything we are being told ever, and this is one of the reasons I say everything is a lie, because everything is being presented for what is in it for you. Right? Spiritual marketplace makes billions by selling something for you. How to improve yourself, how to better yourself, how to have more money, how to have a bigger car, bigger dick, bigger boobs, bigger something, more self-importance, be more popular, be more something. It's something for the character. And then we hear, well, everybody's awakening and they're seeing more of what's going on in the world and they're seeing how governments are running things. And yeah, okay. But that's a very minute, tiny, maybe like 1% of the massive picture of the totality of the deception, which is putting the Neo in the bubble to sleep. And all the focus is on the 1% of the Neo walking around in his regular life in the Matrix. That's where the shift has to start to come. It's to see that all of the information you're being presented about what this thing is of called awakening is all about The material reality and the thing in it. And what you will get from it. That's another really important one, is what do you get from it? How does it improve me? And when that which you are comes out of the coma, there's really not much benefit for the thing you see in the mirror every day. Joe Smith does not get too much of a benefit from the awakening to its real self. There is a benefit, but again, that would be almost impossible to explain to anybody unless you've gone through it. It wouldn't make any sense, because the actual value that comes to the character, it wouldn't be seen as a value to the character, because it doesn't get anything that the character thinks it wants, anything the egoic self wants, which is bigger, more, or specialness, or that's not what comes from it. It's something completely different. It is a great value, but it can't be seen as great value until the identification is no longer with what you've always believed yourself to be, but with that which is really what you really are. So that's all I wanted to say for today, is that is one of the core shifts that have to happen. And if that shift starts to be taken place, I can't put ideas into your personal experience. I can only say in my experience, as the shift happens more and more and more to the totality of that which has been in a coma and that which is now has been coming out of a coma for 25 years, I look at what you might call external world suggestions on what to do, what to think, how to be, what are valuable practices, what are valuable ways to spend the day. I pretty much see through them all as just giant distractions. They're all just designed to chase your own tail, to keep you walking in a circle, to keep you on a record groove, going around and around and around, making you think like something's happening, and sometimes getting the character things. And again, you can't ignore the character completely. I mentioned this earlier on, this idea of getting your house in order. You have to get a really good functioning, clear thinking, balanced and grounded character. If the thing that you're playing every day, the thing that you're experiencing every day is ungrounded, is not clear, is not focused, is ill, is spending all their time playing video games, watching Netflix, eating pizza, drinking beer, there's not going to be much energy left for real work. Right? Again, when I talked about something like Qigong or various forms of yoga, while there is a physical component to it, and while it does redefine the energy structure and strengthen the energy structure, it's the benefit to the thing in the dream, the benefit to Joe Smith is minor compared to the ultimate goal of the work, which is a type of internal alchemy, which is to take that available time and energy now and put it outside the matrix. Start putting it on waking the thing in the coma, not getting the projection, more and more stuff that adds to its specialness. I'm going to stop it there because I think that's enough, gives you enough of an idea of where all this is going. I hope you guys are good. Springtime, at least for us in northern climates, means, like I say, a lot of work and a lot of planting and a lot of preparation, but just doing all that, just doing all of the work with planting and watering and building and cutting it's a grounding activity, just working with the earth. And I highly recommend it, even if you don't want to go out and build food, plant and grow food. Just make yourself a flower garden that you have to look after on a daily basis. Something that's keeping you connected to the ground will help give you, again, it's not any kind of awakening. You're not being somehow spiritual. You're just grounding yourself so that you can refocus your energy on that which is important. Because how many realizations Joe Smith has in the dream about whatever that's going on here is really not important at all. What is important only is that the thing that is really asleep has really come out of the coma. Everything else is secondary. That's the work. And that's why I pretty much watch no videos. I listen to no podcasts. I read no books, because it doesn't take long to realize that's not what any of these things are talking about. They're talking about something else, which is all about you in the mirror getting something that improves you, that makes you better, that makes your life better. Not bad things, but that's not the awakening process. So go have a good May. Please drop by if this kind of material, if this is the kind of thing that resonates with you, if something in you says, yes, this is important. This is what it's all about. Then yeah, come on over to the Locals channel. The link is below. Come on over and just join the community and start seeing what we're doing on a monthly basis, and the kind of conversation that's happening and the kind of discussion that's happening. I think it's valuable what's going on there. And so that'd be great to see you. And otherwise, stay clear, sane, balanced. Don't let the external world suck all of your energy out of it. Don't let it distract you from what's important. As we see, every couple of weeks, there's something new. There's some new distraction that's going to throw at everybody, and we have to be aware of it. We have to navigate. We have to be one step ahead of it if possible. But that's all. There's a deeper focus for the work. So we'll see you guys in a while. Thanks again for, just doing what you do. Hope we can see you on the Locals channel at some point. And once the book is done, once the book is out and available, which I'd hoped would be the end of this month, but it's going to be a few more months, then I'll begin the interview process again and be a little bit more out there. But for now, I've also got to use the energy available wisely. Cheers, guys.